Hello and welcome to the current module of UFT videos. Right over here we'll be starting off with the basics of UFT, right? So we'll be seeing various topics like creating a test, record, run, and the various settings which you need to do inside UFT. Alright, now suppose I have a simple test out here. Fine. Now if I try to record run something, okay, for example, just a minute, I'll close the browser, I'll go inside the recording mode, I'll open the browser, right, and then go to certain websites, say cnn.com. okay, so you have this some code generated out here. Alright, fine. So if the code is getting generated out here, it's a nice thing, fine, because when you run the same script, I'll close this and I'll run this, okay, the same steps will repeat. Okay, the browser will open and it will go to cnn.com. You see that it actually opened the browser, right, and it went to that website. So this record and run feature is there in every automation tool. Whichever automation tool you take, this record and run feature will always be there. Now record and run is not a very good thing, okay, but yes, it can solve your purpose sometimes. Why it is not a good thing and all, we'll talk about later on. And let's give you a simple example. A website, the same website like cnn.com, you cannot record it and you cannot just make the scripts by recording, because the complete website and the contents of the website, they change every 24 hours. Alright, so the websites are dynamic, you just cannot record. You have to write some dynamic scripts for which VB will be used. Alright, now in case this code is not getting generated for you, in case UFT fails to do this, right, then there are few settings for web-based applications. Okay, there are few rules for web-based apps, right? Make sure if you're working in Mozilla, right, like I'm working in Mozilla, you should have the version 27 installed. Alright, for installing 27 version, you can go to Google and just search for older Mozilla versions, okay, and out here you will go to ftp.mozilla.org and go over here and get the version 27. Okay, out here this is the 27th version, okay, and Win32, go here and inside enus you download the setup file, okay, and install it. You'll be able to install it. Make sure you turn off the automatic updates. You go to tools options and go to update tab and make sure this radio button is checked. Never check for updates, because you should not be updating Firefox, it will not work then, right? Secondly, another thing is that, right, the first rule which I told you for Mozilla, for I you can use I 8, 9, 10, that's not a problem, okay, 11 it will work, right? For Mozilla you have to have 27.0 version, right? Okay, another important thing is, okay, you should have the UAC turned off for the Windows. Okay, in the earlier module I also told you after installing UFT you need to turn off UAC. Okay, if you don't have UAC turned off, okay, go to user accounts and you need to turn it off and restart your PC. Okay, now after installing Firefox 27 you need to make sure that the add-in, the UFT add-in or extension is enabled in it, right? You need to go to UFT and you need to go to tools, add-ons, fine. In extensions, make sure that unified functional testing extension is enabled, it's not disabled. If it's disabled, then then you should enable it. Alright, fine. Now these are few rules, and the last rule is that the browser should be opened after opening UFT. This is the most important thing which people they miss out. Okay, UFT will not recognize, it will not record any browser, it will not work on any browser if the browser is opened before opening UFT. Alright, so you have to have these rules for web-based applications, and it's very important. Okay, fine. Now talking about Windows-based applications. Okay, rules for window apps. Now UFT is a tool which can be used for Windows based applications, like an application like calculator as well. Okay, if I start recording, if I record and see, I move the calculator and this command is generated, window.calculator move to these coordinates. I am clicking on button and see, it's recording everything. Okay, I stop this recording. Alright, so if I run this, the same steps will be repeated. Okay, right click on line number 16 and you can select the option run from step, and it will execute it from that line, and it executes. It's very fast. Alright, fine. But yes, for many of you this won't work, because when you install UFT, okay, you need to go to record and run settings, and inside it go to the settings for Windows applications. When you freshly install UFT, the second radio button is selected with these two checkboxes checked. Either you check the third checkbox, the middle one as well, okay, or you select the first radio button, that record on any application. Fine, you click on apply and OK, and now it will start recording. Okay, again, important thing is, first you need to do the record and run settings. Right, then again a very important thing is that app should be opened after opening UFT. Okay, this is very important. Third important thing is only one instance. What do we mean by that? Suppose I have this calculator, right? If I execute this code executes, it runs on the calculator, it runs perfectly fine. Okay, but if I open one more calculator, oh sorry, I have got two calculators now. Fine, if I run this code, then you see that I get an error. Sometimes you get an error, or sometimes it doesn't even do anything. Okay, right, hold on. If I run this again, see, now it's not doing anything. Right, you have to make sure that only one instance of calculator is opened. Alright, see, it's not doing anything. As soon as I click close one calculator, it executes on the other one. Okay, right, so sorry for the background noise. Right, so these are the rules for recording the Windows based applications. Fine, only one instance, it is very important. Alright, so there are few rules which you need to know. Fine, now few times people ask me these frequent questions which you need to be aware of, that is changing the font size in UFT. That is, how do you change the font size? Right, you go to tools, options. Fine, you go to the text editor, right, and go to fonts and colors. Alright, so you can change the size, you can change the foreground color, you can change the background color, whatever you want, you can do it from here. Alright, so help, my UFT is not recording and running scripts. I just discussed all the scenarios when it happens. Now one more thing, guys, I saw one issue earlier with one of the students. Right, he had a lot of add-ons installed in his browser, in his IE, like the Google taskbar, the Yahoo Messenger add-on, the Bing add-on. Okay, so one of the add-ons was prohibiting, or it was restricting UFT to recognize or to record on the browser. So make sure that you don't have any add-on installed. Okay, don't have too many add-ons installed. Okay, I prefer not to install anything. Alright, this was another issue. Right, now understanding the results page of UFT and disabling it. Yes, now in your case, when you install UFT freshly, you would find that a page like this comes up. every time that you run the script, and it's quite annoying that it automatically comes up. This is the result page. It will tell you the results for each and every step which had happened, right? But sometimes you don't want this page to come up every time, because it's very annoying when you are learning, when you're learning it, right? So you can turn it off. You can go to tools options and go to run sessions and select the option view results when run session ends. You uncheck this and you can turn it off. Alright, fine. Run from step and run to step, I already told you. Okay, run from step, you can execute your code from the beginning. It's not like Selenium where you have to start from the very beginning. You can execute it from between, right? For example, I want to run only line number 24. Okay, so or this particular line, so I can right click on over here and simply select run from step and run it from here. Okay, so only this line would be executed. Or if I right click and select run to step, okay, then all the lines above this particular line, they will be executed. Okay, so this is a very important feature we will be using a lot, especially run from step. Okay, commenting and uncommenting code, right? If you have to comment the code, you can select the code and hit Control M of the keyboard, it will be commented, or right click on it and select the option comment. Alright, so single quote should be added, the code would get commented. Okay, or you can manually insert single quote as well, but if you have multiple lines, you can select it and hit Control M or comment the code, and for uncommenting you can use this option. Look, these are small things, very small things, but you know, they actually are showstoppers sometimes, right? So I am telling you one by one, right? Later on we'll go on to concepts like parameterization, object repository, dynamic objects, descriptive programming, but before that you have to learn some basic things. Alright, now optional steps, this is also the case. Okay, now sometimes you say that you're going to cnn.com. okay, say some advertisement is coming in between. Right, now you want to skip the advertisement, it is coming, if it is coming, and in case if it is not coming, you want to just move forward the normal way. Okay, right, so say I am going to cnn.com, or if I go to, instead of CNN, bbc.com, I think on BBC they display an advertisement. No, it's not coming up. Right, so over here, right, out here, if you say, if I go into the recording mode and if I click on the link, this link, okay, did not record, hold on. Okay, it did not record, just a minute. Let me start from here. Okay, I'll do a fresh recording, just a minute. Okay, I'll go in the recording mode, I'll open the browser, right, and say I go to the website timesofindia.com. it's a famous website in India for news. Fine, and over here if I click on this link, fine, so you will see that the code gets generated. Right, the code gets generated. This is the browser, Mozilla Firefox, this is the page, and this is the link where I was clicking on IPL 2005. Now sometimes you would find that you want to execute a particular line only if the object is present, the link is present. Okay, so you can put the line over here, you can put the keyword optional step dot. In case this object is present, only then it will execute it. Okay, this is a very important thing. Right, sometimes you have got some banner ad coming up on the website before the website opens up, so sometimes it comes, sometimes it doesn't come. If it comes, you want to click on it, so you can record clicking on it and put a keyword optional step in front of it, so it will optionally execute it. Alright, So this is very important. We will look at it in detail as well. Just keep it somewhere in your mind. As we proceed with the course, you will come to know. Okay, slowing down the script execution speed. Yes, it's also important, right? For example, the same calculator example, if I'm running this, right click from here, run from step, it runs very fast, right? The same thing if I want to slow down. Okay, you can do that. You can go to tools, options, you can go to the run session, and out here, oh no, sorry, you have to go into GUI testing, test runs. Okay, go to the second tab, GUI testing, go to test runs, and right now the run mode or the is selected as fast. I'll select a normal run mode with a delay of 200 milliseconds between execution of each line. So now when you run this, you'll see that, see, it runs slowly. This time it runs slowly. If I go to tools, options again and go to run sessions, right, instead of 200, if I make it 700, it will run even slowly. So you will be able to see it running. You see that it's running slowly. So you can put a breakpoint as well, which is used for debugging. Alright, say if I write over here x equals to 10, y equals to 11, and put a breakpoint here. Okay, click in front of this line. Right, if I run from line number 26 now, the shortcut is Control F5. If I keep my mouse over here, the shortcut for running from step is Control F5. If I hit Control F5 and run, it will execute and code will stop on this line. If you go to view and debug, okay, you can go to various options over here, console option, okay, or view debug. You see it's out here, output, watch, local variables, right? There are two local variables, x and 10 and 11, x and y, which you can whose values you can see, right? If you hit F10 of the keyboard, this will actually run line by line, right? F10 will make it run line by line and F5 will make it run normally. I will not hit F10 because F10 hitting is also the shortcut of stopping the recording, right? But if I hit F5, it will run normally. You see that it's running normally now. So at times you are stuck in your programs, okay, you want to see the status of each and every variables which you have created. Okay, over there this debugging technique will help you. We'll talk about a lot about this. Okay, you can add, watch, you can do a lot of things. Alright, fine. So right, so introducing breakpoints and all, the same thing, you run it from step and you introduce a breakpoint and it will stop on this breakpoint. If I introduce one more breakpoint over here, okay, and if I hit F5, it will execute and stop on the second breakpoint.